Hey, Joshua here with CYLTE. Today is the March meeting for cacss. I think I'm excited, yeah. I don't know why I'm like a little antsy. Maybe I'm excited for the topic today, which I think we're talking about plants that are good for the environment. My food is ready. Dropped some food, and I don't have a spoon. Now I have one. Oh yeah. What am I eating today? This is my meal. And yeah, pretty experimental. It's like lentils, tri beans, pasta. Yeah, carrots, peas. It's the smorgasbord. I just kind of threw it together because I didn't want to keep eating. I did not want to keep eating burrito bowls. I had enough rice, so I'm on rice strike for this week. No rice. Anyway, the meeting today. Ah. Oh man, that's so hot. Mom always said I never knew how to just let food cool off before eating it. That still rings true to this day, unfortunately. But yeah, it should be a pretty cool meeting. It's been a while since I've been to a cacss meeting. I didn't go to one last month. I was out of town. Honestly, can't even talk. I'll talk 1 second. I had to eat first. I gotta eat first. All right, made it to the park. I forgot to record, so here we are now. But yeah, going to the meeting. Got my badge on. I'm in Phoenix, Papago Park. Walking through the cacti. Oh, they got all kinds of new growth going on. What? Apparently pears going off. Anyway, they got tons of new pads. I'm late, like 30 minutes late. I can't remember if they talk right at 2 or if they talk at 3. But anyway, I would have rather got here. And they're growing like crazy. I can't even see all this little growth. That's all pads. That's really impressive. Yeah, I don't know what kind of fertilizer they're using. Anyway, I'm going in now. Ooh, the quail! Gamble's quail! All the prickly pears are blooming. This one is really beautiful. New pads coming in. See, those are the new ones that came in. See, that's what they're gonna look like. I'm really loving all these new pads coming in. I told you the cacti are waking up. All these new pads. See? All this new growth. So much growth. Just got back from the cacss March meeting, and it was a really great meeting. I really enjoyed listening to the guy today. Gosh, I forgot his name, but he works for Tohono Chul. Remember that. And I picked up a few gear that supported the Cactus and Succulent Society by getting, which is so crazy because this Comfort Colors shirt is the same shirt that CYLTE has too. So I was like, when I saw it, I'm like, huh, I know where you guys got that shirt from. That's where I'm getting my other shirt from. Anyway, this is the shirt. Because there's a show and sale happening March 27th. Hey, come out and support the Succulent Society. But yeah, so I sort of my support. The shirt was like 25 bucks. I liked it a lot, honestly, and it feels really good. That Comfort Colors material, you know. I also got 2 books as well. Desert Light. Myths and Visions of the Great Southwest. So yeah, that should be pretty cool too. Let's see, on the back, the radiant light and dramatic landscape of the Southwest desert are hauntingly captured in this collection of evocative photographs and beautifully retold Native American creation myths, a timeless tribute to the beauty of the Southwest and to the people, poetic spirit of its indigenous peoples. So looking forward to diving into that book. I got 2 months to read this one, and then I also have 2 months to read this one as well. This is called The Great Saguaro Book by Susan Hammond. Oh, and the other one was by John Miller. But yeah, this one is Susan Hammond. The book looked really, really cool. Icon of the American West. The stately and majestic saguaro cactus is virtually impossible to separate from our notions of the Southwest. And this full color celebration shows why. Here are saguaros in suggestive human-like poses. Saguaros set against a stunning lightning streaked sky, and saguaros as food and shelter for a multitude of secretive desert creatures. The text is packed with lore and legend, as well as practical information about the life cycle of saguaros. And the photography reveals a side of the desert rarely seen, even by its longtime inhabitants. Dramatic and evocative, the saguaro is a symbol of greatness and complexity of nature, and no other book captures this spirit as beautifully as The Great Saguaro Book. And there's some pictures on the back. That's what I read. So there's a lot of pictures in here. It's basically a picture book with saguaros being the main topic, of course. And so yeah, looking forward to diving into those. And of course, I had to get some plants. I told myself I wasn't going to get any plants because in May and June we're going to be moving. Me and my fiance moving in together, preparing for when we're married, which we get married in June. And I got this, I call it the string bean succulent. This succulent looks like string beans to me. Not string beans, green beans. This is the green bean succulent. I think there's an actual real name for this, but I don't know. Some lady told me that this can turn into a bush, like a hedge, which is a bit concerning, but they're easy to propagate, and so I can like give these to other people or sell them, but we'll see about that. Also got another little agave looking thing. Oh, this could be an aloe. It's probably an aloe species. I don't think it's an agave. I'm gonna go with aloe vera species, but yeah, it's a little dirt ball in the back. So I'm gonna let these sit outside for a little bit before I plant these. And then this one probably has glochids on it. You see that? Another succulent. Looks pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie. I was hesitated on getting it because I felt like it was gonna stick me with a bunch of glochids, little hair spines on a lot of opuntias. But yeah, it's that. So I'm gonna try to figure out the real names for these. Put all these plants back in this pot, head to my apartment, and then I'll discuss what we went over in the meeting. Back at my apartment from the meeting, which is like, apartment's like 10 minutes away from where we meet for the Cactus and Succulent Society meetings. But, oh wait, I'm supposed to look at the plants and idea for you guys. One second. Using the Google Lens feature, these were my results from what I just picked up from the Cactus and Succulent meeting. One, this is a pencil cactus, as you can see by my sloppy cursive writing. But this is a pencil cactus right here. It's a euphorbia type. This is the one that's gonna grow into a bush. Looks like green beans to me, string beans. But yeah, easy to propagate. I'm sure all you gotta do is like, I'd probably let it grow out to, let's see, which one would I propagate probably? Like I'd probably propagate this one right here. See this one right here? It has like 1, 2 joints. I'd cut it at the base right here, let that callus for about maybe a week or two till it's dry, and then I'd put that in the ground. So I might be propagating the heck out of this one to get like more string beans and then give them to people. Next one, this is a mother of thousands apparently. I thought it was an aloe species, but looked at it closer and I was like, oh, this is a freaking kalanchoe. They call it the alligator succulent, whatever, alligator something. I've heard Mexican hat. I don't know why they call it that, but mother of thousands species, which looks a lot different than my mother of thousands over yonder, over there. That's definitely a different species of mother of thousands, but this one is like, I can definitely see the alligator backbone of this one. Well, they even call it the devil's backbone, which I wouldn't call it that. This part's gonna go in the ground, the little root right here. And then, yeah, that's going to turn into a lot of babies. Excited to watch that one's career with very close intent because they're going to be plantlets along this rim right here for both of them. So, yeah, let that sit outside for a bit, and then I'll be potting those and going live on YouTube for that. And then this is a pine cone cactus, which I thought like it had to be something interesting. It looks like a pine cone, to be honest. That's the one I was afraid to touch. I was afraid to touch it because of these glockets. I thought these glockets were gonna like stick me, you know, these little parts right here, which on a prickly pear or an opuntia, you can definitely get stuck with those. Pain in the arse to get out, because then you got to use Elmer's glue or like use tweezers. They're hard to see. You think you got them all out, but then you touch something and it's just this bad sensation. But anyway, I touched this one and then it didn't give me any issues, so good to know. But yeah, these are the plants that I got. Pencil, mother of thousands species, and a pine cone. Jack Dash, that's the guy who did the webinar today. Name is Jack Dash. Really great speaker. I enjoyed listening to him. He was engaging, he was funny. Really great speaker, talking about the importance of native plants, or at least that's the part I came in on, and how, you know, when you're planting a garden or you're landscaping, it's very important to use plants in that environment. And so when you're using foreign plants, I am hungry. I'm going to get a snack for a second. I just inhaled a granola bar because I was starving. But anyway, yeah, so super important to use native plant species when you're gardening or if you're a first-time home buyer, and then just being okay with your landscape being attacked by native insects or wildlife. But there were three things that stood out to me most. One, since we're in the valley and it's so flat, Jack encouraged people to build down and build up. So yeah, you can have plants on a level ground, but then like build down, have some plants at the bottom and like some plants at the top, and you kind of maximize the space that you have. Because if it's all flat, you can only group plants so closely together. But when you have different varying levels, you can maximize the space that you have available to you. So that was really good information. Didn't think about that. Oh yeah, layering. So if you're gonna have a plant, like let's say you want to bring in monarch butterflies into your garden, right? It's important to be comfortable with the fact that you're also inviting caterpillars, which are going to eat the leaves of whatever plant you're trying to bring into your yard. Because you want monarch butterflies, right? But to have monarch butterflies come to your garden, inevitably you're going to have caterpillars that eat the leaves of whatever plant that you have. Which he still told a story about how he told a couple that, and they were like, what? Like caterpillars? It's like, yeah, like, you know, caterpillars come from, or monarch butterflies come from caterpillars. But you can minimize all your leaves stuff getting eaten if you also invite in, you know, birds and reptiles and other things that eat the pests, you know, maybe like, praying mantis and other kind of unwanted bugs. If you just plant the plant that brings in the monarch butterfly, you'll have an overrun of the insects. Or if you just plant plants that only bring in insects, you'll just have a bunch of insects around your house. But if you also bring in plants that bring in lizards and bring in birds like trees, mesquites, and plants of that nature, then you can avoid having one section of the animal kingdom or insect kingdom taken over. You know, it like keeps everybody in check, which is like how God created the earth to be in the first place, you know. And when I go to these meetings and hear these things, I'm like, wow, like when God created all these things were already taken into account, you know. And so just marveling in the majesty that is that process. But we're just trying to catch up, you know, and on our own knowledge, we won't really think about all the little details that go into creating an ecosystem. Like when you have a garden, your garden is not detached from the environment around it. It's a part of it. And so you want your garden to be a reflection of the environment around it and not something that's like on its own, because it'll never just be on its own. It's out there in the environment. So, you know, ideally, if you use native plants, you shouldn't have to landscape like it's a garden. You know, the desert will take care of it if it's supposed to be there. If it's not supposed to be there, it will die because it's not supposed to be there. So I really appreciated that reminder. as me and my fiance go into like purchasing houses one day and having our own garden. I would like to have cacti in my yard and other succulents and other desert species, creosotes, palo verde trees, mesquite trees, ironwoods, bristle bushes, the gambit, and then perennials and annuals to like add some colors in, because a lot of cacti, I mean, they have colors, but yeah, it takes a while to reach maturity if they're young. Although, yeah, you know, I'm the cacti guy, so I love my cacti. But it was an awesome meeting. It's crazy. It's like my attention and my interest kind of get pulled in so many directions. It's like Arizona history, cacti and succulents, and getting new plant species. I need to sell some. Awesome meeting. Listening to Jack was a pleasure. Jack Dash, really cool name, honestly. Jack Dash. Someone's asking some good questions. I ain't gonna lie. The questions that someone asked was like, oh shoot, like if he didn't ask that, probably would have just kept blazing through. And it was good because it's like it made it digestible for people who aren't experts on, because yeah, Jack was super knowledgeable about everything, which was cool. And so someone would ask questions about, oh, like why is the monarch butterflies, why is it orange with spots? And then Jack would answer to his kid, oh, you know, that's because they're trying to show that they're poisonous to other species, or trying to like mimic poisonous creatures. And then something about nectar. It was a great response, but it's like the son was asking questions that we all wanted to know. And it made me excited as a future dad. Like I pray that God gives me and Alicia the chance to be parents together. And it gave me a glimpse of what it would be like to be a dad, a Sonoran desert dad, if that makes sense. Like having my kid be a part of my life and my passion, and kind of giving that passion on to my kids, whether it's my son or my daughter, you know, helping to foster a love for the environment, a love for plants. I was answering a question like that on Threads the other day. In caring for cacti and succulents, I've gained a greater appreciation for the environment around me. You know, I didn't really think about the environment too much, especially in Chicago. Who cares? You know, there's no environment. The environment is concrete for the most part. But being out in the Sonoran Desert has really made me appreciate the life here and take an interest in the desert's not only past and present, but its future as well, in conservation. And if you are into desert conservation and want to see the Sonoran thrive and be here for our kids and grandkids, then you got to be willing to foster more native plants into your garden. And not just your garden, but also passing that word on to other people. You know, native plants don't need as much water, so that you don't have to bathe them in water throughout the year. So you get to save more water. That reduces the depletion of aquifers, groundwater, less having to pull from the Colorado River or make a canal from Mississippi all the way to Arizona. If we continue to be wise with our water, we can prevent an ecological catastrophe in the future, which Tucson, I hear, is doing a pretty good job of doing that, capturing rainwater and whatnot. They're even giving $2,000 rebates for people saving rainwater in cisterns. Phoenix, I haven't really heard too much. I mean, I'm sure we're trying to figure out our water crises too. One of the proposed things was like canals, more canals being built, maybe even a desalination. I don't know, basically desalting the ocean water down in the Gulf of Mexico. No, like I think Baja Gulf. Not the Gulf of Mexico over there where Texas and Houston and like Louisiana is, but the other one, like off the Baja California strip, peninsula, like in the middle between that, harvesting ocean water, which again, author Richard Grant said that would create probably an ecological disaster in and of itself too. Not the best idea. The best idea is to just watch what we're using and what we're planning and thinking about the effects of what we do. Like not just doing something and being like, oh yeah, cool, but thinking about, okay, if I do simple high school science, guys, if then statements. If I do X, then Y is the result. And is that a result that you really want? If it's a positive result for the environment, awesome, do it. If it's not, then just think twice. Well, we all should think twice about what we're gonna do and the consequences that it has. Cause and effect, if then statements. That's my soapbox for today. Really great meeting. Enjoyed getting the shirt. I left it in my car, so I'll bring it inside, but I'll be wearing that to the show and tell, or show and sell on the 27th. I don't even want to buy too much, bro. Like, I didn't even want 3. I was about to I was so happy or content with just getting the shirt and then getting these 2 books. I was content with that. But then I saw people walking outside and I was like, oh, that's right. That's right. They have a free table for people outside. And I was like, oh, I forgot about that. Well, I mean, would I be a good cacss member if I didn't go outside and check out on the free plants? So of course I went outside and I was like, oh, wow, this looks pretty cool. I don't have this in my balcony collection, so I was like, well, how could I refuse? Then I saw this as I was walking out, and I was like, oh, this is like a pretty cool aloe, not an aloe. It's a mother of thousands. Couldn't walk away from that. And then of course the pine cone. I really was about to not get this because I was like, it looked weird, but then I saw, looked closer, and I was like, well, that is pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a pine cone. So I'm gonna set these outside and probably pot them sometime this week. I got a lot of dirt, I got a lot of pumice, and I got pots. Well, I got one more pot. I might need to buy one more pot. Oh, no. I got this pot for free too. So I'm probably gonna put this in there and let it do what it does, and probably propagate some of the outer parts, like trim it up a little bit. Thanks for watching, and as always, guys, stay consistent, stay curious, stay courageous. See you out there.